Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Today we are going to discuss about feedback amplifiers. In this we will discuss what are the feedback amplifiers, what are their advantages, what is the concept and what are the classifications. For every system, feedback is very important. Feedback is used to improve the system, to check whether we are getting the correct output. So in that context, we have two types of feedbacks. One is positive feedback and another one is negative feedback. Positive feedback occurs to increase the change the output, and negative feedback occurs to reduce the change of output. Now let us discuss about another example where we will see the concept of feedback. Here you can see one wall where water is given and there is a assembly which provides if water level is filled at the desired level. So what exactly happens here? Now suppose water is getting filled here, then the water level increases. Now if I have a specified limit beyond which this water should not come from the tap, it should get closed automatically, then what I will do, I will make some assembly which will give feedback to the input that now my water level is sufficient and you have to close, and an automated system should be able to close it. That means it is a control. For every system, if we use the feedback, we can control that particular system. Here we can see another example. Here same, the fluid is there. If it goes up, the shaft should close or open according to our requirement. So this kind of controlling, it's kind of informing the input whether I'm getting the correct output or not. So let's have introduction to the feedback. What we are dealing with, we are dealing with feedback in electronic gadgets and electronic circuits. Feedback is used in almost all the amplifiers. It was invented in 1928 by Harold Black. He was an engineer in Western Electric Company. In feedback system, a signal is proportional to the output is given back to the input, so that we will be able to get the automated system that my output is going in correct way or not. Right? So let us have discussion. Now here we are talking about feedback amplifier. So let's refresh what is an amplifier. Amplifier we use many places to boost the weak signal to a strong signal. Here we can see one assembly where amplifier is there and there is a speaker. You can speak on a mic, and amplifier should be able to increase the voice intensity of the signal. That is the function of amplifier. What is there inside this particular amplifier? Inside amplifier we have transistors. And what is amplification? We get some sensor. Mic is a sensor. From mic we take the signal and that signal is given to some amplifier, and that boosted output is given to the speakers. That's how it works. And inside the amplifiers, the main structure made up is of transistors, and there will be heat sink to control the heat which may be produced due to excess flow of current. So it's all about transistors. Transistor we have discussed as an amplifier. So in routine day-to-day life amplifiers, when we talk about transistors, we can use either positive feedback or negative feedback. So let's see what exactly we do in positive and negative amplifier. So what is another aspect of an amplifier? If you might have gone through some signal of a speaker, sometimes we get some humming noise. The function of amplifier is to increase the signal strength, but he is not able to know whether the signal is desired or undesired. While talking, if there is some additional noise which is going across the mic, that noise will also get amplified by the amplifier. So that is the problem. So to solve this problem, we require feedback, whether he will keep on checking whether my output contains noise or not, and it will give back to the input to change the input according to my output condition. So the basic structure, very important basic structure, is like this, where we have one assembly of amplifier This A also stands for the gain. We do everything for the gain. Amplifier should give us a proper gain. We should be benefited from that particular amplifier. We give input to get some output. Some part of output is given back to the input. That is nothing but feedback. We are feeding back the some part of the output. There also we require some sampling circuit. That is not part of our discussion today. And beta is representing the feedback factor. So we have to remember this A and B. A is our amplifier, B is our beta. Then what is positive feedback? If we are giving positive signal which is in same lines of input, it will increase the gain and it will increase the signal. It will get added. If we are adding back the output part to the input, it will be called as positive feedback, and we will get continuous signals. It will not reduce because continuously we are increasing the input, and such particular system is called as oscillator. That is part of next topic where we will discuss about the oscillator. It will continuously oscillate. This is about the positive feedback. In positive feedback, we also get a problem of noise. If you try to keep your speaker and you will bring your microphone closer to speaker, you will get a noise. You will get a noise of humming. Let us try to see how that sound looks like. Say, we'll go back to this particular slide. Let's play this. Yeah, so we'll get some noise like this. Why these noises takes place? Because the input, if our signal is noise, then it will also get amplified. Now particularly in this case, if we discuss what is happening, microphone is giving some signal to the speaker, and again amplifier is amplifying it. Again in next stage it will keep on continuing the same signal. He will amplify the noise. Again he is receiving noise. Again he will amplify, and this complete cycle will create his own frequency, and that frequency will be like a howling sound, and it will be a big noise, which we obviously we will not prefer it. So noise reduction is very important. For that we use the feedback amplifier. That is also one of the main application advantage of feedback. Now which feedback we will use? We will use negative feedback. That is the topic of our today's discussion. Our simple structure is amplifier A, which is also gain. We are giving back beta, that is the feedback. If it is negative feedback, we have to subtract it from the input. Input signal will be some value. We have to subtract this small part of output from our input. Let us again discuss it. We have positive feedback where we take positive part, we'll sum it with the input, and we have a negative feedback where we will subtract it from the input, right? So we have two types of feedback. Here our part is negative feedback. Another example of negative feedback is speed control. If you try to start your car at very high speed, then there must be some kind of feedback system which will tell our system that now directly you cannot switch on this particular speed, and you have to rethink about it. So this is something about the feedback. So we are here for the negative feedback. So let us discuss about the expressions. So we have two blocks. This is our amplifier A, and this is beta. So input signal we have to give some name. So this is XS, that is our input signal. Input signal is given to system. We are getting some output X naught. Some part of X naught is given as feedback. So X is our signal basically. So this XF is the feedback signal, right? And feedback signal is given back to the input. So what will be Xi? Xi will be subtraction of main signal minus feedback signal. That's what we are doing in negative. So the X naught, what will be the output? Output will be, this is our A, that is amplifier gain, A into Xi. How much Xi we are getting? That is the subtraction of feedback signal from the main signal. and xf is, of course, we have beta, and x0 is going back as feedback. The next we have xi is nothing but subtraction of these two parameters. So this particular gain is normally given by output by input. How much output we are getting by giving particular input. What is preferred? We should give less input and we should get more output. That is a normal concept of any gain. So this feedback gain AF is given by output by input signal. So x0 is this A, gain A, by 1 plus beta A. Beta A is called as the loop gain because we are in loop. It will continuously keep on giving the feedback, right? So beta A is the loop gain, and 1 plus beta is called as the amount of feedback, how much total amount of feedback we are getting. Then let us discuss about the types of amplifiers. There are basically 4 types of amplifiers we are going to use here. One is voltage amplifier. It is also called as series shunt. Then current amplifier, transconductance amplifier, and transresistance amplifier. So let us discuss them one by one. For voltage amplifier, it is also called as the series shunt. So let us see why these are called as series and shunt. When we talk about amplifier, we are going to increase the peak signal, and if we are talking about voltage, that means we are going to deal with the voltage. So voltage is our input and voltage is our output. So again we'll come back to the series shunt. Series means something is connected in series, in single line, and shunt means parallel. The simple meaning of shunt is parallel, we have to remember for now. Now if our Ri, now this is particularly part of two-port networks, shortly we will discuss. First, let us understand the structure. We have a supply voltage Vs, right? That is the signal, input signal we are giving, and we have to take output at the load resistance RL, and the voltage across this RL is V0. So let us consider if the Ri, this particular resistance, is much more greater than Rs, then what will happen? Then the complete input voltage in Ri, there will be Vi. Complete input voltage will be same as Vs because there is no voltage drop across Rs because it is negligibly small. This total, if we consider this total as input part, in input part we are having Vs, Rs and Ri. So this voltage will get divided between Rs and Ri. But if Rs is negligibly small, then complete voltage will go to the Vi. Vi is voltage across this particular Ri. This is the journey you have to understand. Then at the output side, if R0 is much smaller than RL. Now here we can see where we have voltage source, and here we have another voltage source where we are calling it as AV, that is gain, and Vi is the voltage. V0 is the output voltage. So in this case, if this one is negligible, then what will happen? Complete Vi will be equal to the Vs. So this particular Vi, that is AV Vi, will be equal to AV Vs. So this line and this line will have same voltage. So we can, from this expression we can say the gain of this particular voltage amplifier is equal to V0 by Vi. This is nothing but output by input. What we are saying, gain is the output by input, the ratio of output to input. That is nothing but gain. And what is RL here? RL we are considering as infinite. That means it is RL is much more greater than R0. R0 is negligible. Compared to R0, RL is infinite. It's a very huge value. So this represents as open circuit voltage gain, because if RL is infinite, that means it is virtually open. Resistance is very high. That means if resistance high means there is no conductor, we can say. Next one is current amplifier. Here current is input and current is output. We have to amplify the current signal. In place of voltage sources, what is the difference between these two diagrams? Here we have voltage sources at input as well as output. And for the current we have both current sources. One is IS, the input current, and here also we have secondary current we are showing. Both of them are the current sources, IS and AI, II. Here symbol also you can see, this is current symbol, the straight line. If it is a voltage source, we write plus and minus like in previous diagram. Here we can see we have plus, minus, and here Vs is also plus, minus AC signal. So we give input current, we get output current. So now if we'll again consider the conditions. Now for current you have to remember that this is shunt, the RS is connected in parallel. That is the alternate name. If you remember this, what was it? Voltage, series. Input is series, output is shunt. For current, input is shunt. Shunt means parallel. The simple meaning of shunt is nothing but parallel. Series means in single line. So this is shunt. This is in parallel. This one is also in parallel. So if Ri, this value Ri is much smaller than Rs, so this particular value is much more smaller, then what will happen? Current will come here to this particular junction, this point. From here current will have two paths. One will go towards Ri, another will go towards Rs. So there is no path to go towards Rs because Rs is much more higher value. Higher value means no conduction, more resistance, less conduction. So current will have a remaining choice to go towards Ri only. So this will be same value as Is. So Ii, which is going through Ri, is nothing but equal to Is. And if at output side R0 is much more greater than RL, so what will happen? Again current will come here and he will also have the choice to go towards R0 or to go towards RL. What will he choose? If R0 is full of resistance, then he will not go there, he will go to RL. So this time RL will not be open, RL will be closed circuit. So I0, this complete I0 will be equal to AI, II, which is nothing but AI, IS, because in this current and this current will be same. How much current II is going, same will go to the IS. So hence we can say from here, this gain is also given by output current by input current. Again same, output by input. This will give the current gain. And this is not short circuit, this is not open circuit. So this one is short circuit because RL is not infinite here, RL is 0. The next, transconductance. So if you remember about the transconductance is given by G. Basically transconductance is the ratio of output current by input voltage. We have to remember that again we will revise it. So transconductance, input is voltage, output is current, and this is the ratio of output current by input voltage. So let us see what is there. At input side we have series connection, voltage source is there because input we are talking about voltage, and we have one resistor Rs and one 2-port resistor Ri. Then if again same thing Ri, if it is much more greater, then what will happen? Same voltage will pass to Vs. So input side again we will get Vi is equal to Vs. Output side we have current source. This is current source representation of current, and along with that we are talking about transconductance. So we are taking the value as Gm, not A. We are writing it as Gm Vi. So if now this R0 is much greater than RL, then what will happen? Same, I0 will go to the output. So I0 will become Gm Vs. Same value will transfer to the output, same value of current. So from here if we want to find out the expression, what we will get? Gm will be equal to input current by output voltage. So this is the transconductance, and the output will be, the load resistance will be short circuit because RL we are not taking as the infinite value. So transconductance is about the transfer of conductance, right? It is also called as mutual conductance. It is electrical characteristic. So what is the ratio? It is the ratio of output current to input voltage. that much only we have to remember. And this is the conductance, it is opposite of resistance. Transconductance is opposite to resistance. So this is the third type. Fourth type is trans resistance amplifier. In trans resistance amplifier, input is II and output is V0. Let us now have a small quiz question here. Let us have the quiz question. The first question is, the gain of an amplifier without feedback is 100 dB. If a negative feedback of 3 dB is applied, the gain of amplifier will be dash dash. So what kind of feedback are we talking about? You just post your answers in the comment. We are talking about negative feedback. So what will happen? The feedback value, how much we are feeding back, will be subtracted because it is negative feedback. It will be subtracted from 100 dB, that is the main input value. So the answer will be 97 dB. Let us have the second question. Second question is, the gain of an amplifier with feedback is known as dash dash gain. Either it is resonant, open loop, closed loop, or none. So on the basis of our discussion, you should concentrate on which kind of circuits we use in electronics. Either they are open, closed, or resonant, or none. If the answer is closed loop, we are having closed loop. We have input, we have output, and we have feedback in between. It's a closed loop, right? So let us move to the next one. We have discussed about transconductance. Transconductance is output current by input voltage. So opposite of transconductance is the fourth one. It is trans resistance amplifier. So in transconductance, input was voltage, here input is current and output is voltage. So it will be the ratio of output voltage by input voltage in the similar manner. Previously transconductance was represented by Gm. Now we will represent resistance with Rm. So here we have the current sources at the input and voltage sources at the output. This is symbol of current source, this is symbol of voltage source. Input is current, output is voltage. So if Ri is much smaller than Rs, so Rs is like infinite resistance, no conduction, the full current Is will go to Ri. In Ri, the current is Is. So II will be equal to Is. Similarly, at the output side, if R0 is much smaller than RL, so that means RL is very high value. Now in this case, a very high value means what? No conduction. No conduction means we can consider this particular part as open because no current can flow here. So in that case, this V0 will appear, the output will appear as Rm II, same. So Rm II or Rm Is will be same value. From here we can find out Rm, it will be equal to output voltage by input current. So and what is the output? Output resistance, load resistance is infinite, so it is open circuit, we can say, right? So this is the ratio of variation of output voltage to input current. It is the dual of transconductance. So these four we have to remember. Now let us discuss the advantages of negative feedback. The advantages are, it will stabilize the gain, it will control the gain. Second, it will reduce the distortions, non-linear distortions which are possible in the circuit. Third one is, it will reduce the effect of noise, because noise, if it is more and more noise, our desired signal will not go to the output, it will control the noise. Then it will extend the bandwidth. It will extend the bandwidth of amplifier. That is also another advantage of negative feedback. So these are the advantages of negative feedback. Again, we have modifications in the input output impedances we can perform by using negative feedback. But what is the disadvantages? Gain will reduce, because if we are reducing the part of input, that means we are reducing the gain. And another disadvantage is stability, that we will discuss in the oscillators.